In the heart of Lindway Farm, an incredible story of friendship unfolded, one you'd never expect. Imagine this, a baby kangaroo and a tiny wombat, both orphaned, finding not just companionship, but a bond so strong it became their lifeline. Wally was just a baby when he lost everything. A tiny, helpless wombat, barely old enough to walk, shivering on the side of a road. His mother was gone. No warmth, no comfort, no safety. Just an overwhelming, terrifying emptiness. When rescuers found him, he was curled into the smallest ball, his tiny body trembling from the cold, his heartbeat rapid from fear. Alone in the world, he didn't cry. He didn't make a sound. Maybe he knew there was no one left to hear him. They wrapped him in a makeshift pouch, trying to mimic the safety of the mother he had lost. For months, he lived in the arms of his caretakers, fed and loved, but something was still missing. No matter how much warmth they gave him, he was alone in a way that no human could understand. Then there was Buggy. His story was no less tragic. He was found on a golf course, his tiny frame hidden among the bushes, trying desperately to disappear. Perhaps he was waiting for the mother who would never return. Perhaps he was hoping the world would just leave him be. But fate had other plans. When Buggy and Wall-E were brought together, no one expected anything extraordinary. After all, a kangaroo and a wombat. They were different species. They had no reason to bond, but something magical happened the moment they met. Buggy, still uncertain in his new surroundings, took one look at Wall-E and almost instinctively hopped closer. It wasn't hesitation. It wasn't curiosity. It was something deeper, something primal. A recognition. Two lost souls, two broken hearts, somehow sensing that the other understood. From that moment on, Buggy was never far from Wally's side. He would nuzzle into him, lean against him, and on the coldest nights, he would wrap himself around Wall-E like a shield against the world. This wasn't just friendship, it was survival. Caretakers would watch as Buggy would push Wall-E gently with his nose, almost as if checking, "Are you still here? Are you still with me?" And Wall-E, once hesitant and closed off, began to lean into the comfort, pressing himself against Buggy in return. One night, as the wind howled outside, their caretakers walked in to find them curled up by the fire. But it wasn't just a peaceful nap, it was something deeper. Buggy's head was resting gently against Wall-E's, their breathing synchronized as if they were one. It was a moment so pure, so full of love, that it brought tears to the eyes of those who witnessed it. Because in that moment, it was clear, this wasn't just two animals seeking warmth. This was love, this was understanding. This was the kind of friendship that defied logic, that went beyond words, beyond species, beyond reason. And isn't that what we all long for? Someone who doesn't just see us, but truly understands us? Someone who, without a single word, makes us feel safe. As time went on, Wall-E grew stronger. He learned to explore, to be independent, to step into the world without fear. But no matter how far he roamed, one thing never changed: his bond with Buggy. Even as he ventured out on his own, he would always come back, always searching for his friend. The moment they saw each other, Wall-E would rush forward, nudging Buggy, making sure he was still there, still safe, still his. And Buggy? He would respond the same way he always did, with love, with warmth, with the silent promise that he would never leave. Two little creatures abandoned by the world had created their own family. And maybe that's the lesson in all of this. That sometimes the greatest love comes from the most unexpected places. That friendship isn't about looking the same or being the same. It's about feeling the same. About knowing in the depths of your heart that someone chooses you. So if this story has touched your heart, if it's reminded you of the power of love and connection, let it be a message. There is always someone out there waiting to find you, waiting to understand you, waiting to remind you that you are never truly alone. And if you believe in the power of stories like this, share it. Because love, kindness, and friendship, they are meant to be spread. Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in the power of connection. And remember, sometimes in the darkest moments, the most unexpected friendships can save us, just like Buggy and Wall-E.